Hi everyone, I'm Tara from Walnut Valley Robotics, and today I'm going to show you how to make a basic calculator in Onshape. This is more complicated than the cube from last week, but don't worry. This calculator's design and dimensions have already been worked out by my very talented teammate Ivan Lin, and I'll take you through the entire process of creating it. This video will be the first of 3 parts. Log in to your Onshape account. Now, our first step is to create a document. Click on the Create icon in the top left corner of your screen, then hit Document. We will now be able to name our document. I'm going to call mine Cool Calculator, but you can name yours whatever you'd like. Click OK when you're done. In order to create a 3D model, we must first create a 2D sketch. Click Sketch in the top left corner of the screen. We will now be able to select a plane to sketch on: front, top, or right. I'm going to choose the top plane. Hover over it and click down. Once you click on the top plane, you'll see the sketch plane appear across it, but it's at a funny angle and hard to work with. To fix this, right-click somewhere in the sketch plane, then click View Normal to Sketch Plane. In the engineering world, normal means perpendicular, so we're now viewing our sketch plane head-on. Let's begin with a rectangle as the foundation of our calculator. Find the rectangle icon at the top, then click the drop-down arrow next to it. You'll see 2 types of rectangles: corner rectangle and center point rectangle. Select center point rectangle. To create the rectangle, click the origin, drag outwards, then click again to secure the rectangle in place. Our foundation rectangle is now centered about the origin. Centering is not necessary, but I prefer it here. Let's add dimensions. Our dimensions in this video will be in inches. If you need to change your workspace units to inches, click these 3 bars at the top, go to Workspace Units, and make sure this says inch. Click the green arrow when you've done that. To get back into your sketch, right-click your sketch and press Edit. I'm going to start dimensioning with the rectangle's height. Click on the Dimension tool at the top. Click on the left side of the rectangle, then drag out until your dimension is in a suitable location. Click down, then define the length of what you have selected. This one is 4.4 inches. Type 4.4 and hit Enter. Now, specify the base of the rectangle in the same way. Your Dimension tool is still active, so simply click on the top of the rectangle, drag your dimension to your desired location, and set the dimension to 3 inches. Now, let's make a new rectangle to add a display window to our calculator. Find the rectangle icon again, click the drop-down arrow, but select Corner Rectangle this time. Click well within your foundation, drag out, and click down again. Let's fix our display window's size and location, starting with its height. Click the Dimension tool, then click on the left side of the new rectangle. Drag, then set the dimension to 1 inch. Next, we want to center our display window, or ensure that there is equal distance to the left and right of it. To do this, let's add dimensions to both sides, between this line, and this line, and this line, and this line. Click the Dimension tool. To set a dimension between 2 lines, click on one of the lines, like the left side of the foundation, then click on the other line, like the left side of the display window. The dimension between them appears. Drag and set to 0.36 inches. Repeat with the right side. Now our display window is centered. Let's also repeat the process with the top. You'll see that both rectangles are now black. This means they are fully constrained, or cannot move around because we have specified their dimensions and placement on the sketch plane. Now let's make the buttons of our calculator. We'll make one button first. Find the rectangle icon, click the drop-down arrow, and select Corner Rectangle. Click somewhere below your display window, drag out, and click down again. Let's zoom in to see it better. Zoom in by scrolling up with your mouse wheel. You can zoom out by scrolling down, and move the entire plane by holding down on your mouse wheel and dragging. We want the base and height of this button to be 0.5 inches. Click the Dimension tool, then click the left of the rectangle. Drag out and set the dimension to 0.5 inches. Repeat the process with the top. We want to make sure that this button is aligned with the view window. Do you think you know how to do that? Let's set the dimension from the left side of the foundation of the calculator to the left side of the button. Click on the left side of the foundation of the calculator, then click on the left side of the button. Drag your dimension out and set it to 0.36 inches. Now, let's make this button 0.4 inches from the bottom of the display window. Using the Dimension tool, click on the bottom of the display window, then the top of the button. Drag and set the dimension to 0.4 inches. To make our button a little prettier, let's fillet or round its corners. To do this, select the Sketch Fillet tool from the top, then click on the 4 points that are the corners of the button. Left-click on your mouse when you have selected all 4. Although the fillet looks like a little arc, that arc is part of a circle, which has a radius. Double-click here, then set the radius to 0.1 inches and hit Enter. We want our calculator to have 16 buttons, but luckily for us, we don't have to make all 16. Onshape allows you to copy a shape to form a pattern. To use this function, click the Linear Pattern tool at the top. Then select our template button by dragging over it from top left to bottom right. We want an array with 4 buttons across and 4 buttons down. To specify 4 buttons across, double-click here, type 4 and hit Enter. To specify 4 buttons down, change the direction of this arrow. Double-click here, again type 4 and hit Enter. Our buttons are all over the place, but we can fix that. Let's set the distance to 0.6 inches from the bottom of one button to another, and the left of one button to another. Because our buttons have a base and height of 0.5 inches, this means that there is a 0.1 inch spacing between them. Left-click on your mouse when you have done that. We're good for now, so click the green arrow to finish this sketch. You'll notice that the top menu changes when you do that. This is the end of part 1. Check out parts 2 and 3 to find out how to finish your calculator.